It's a very long-range kind of investments that I would make, not for short-term benefits. A kind of investments which yields dividends next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. I'm talking, of course, if I were born myself, top 2-3% of my cohort. Suppose I'm not, I'm only the top 15%. I got only 2 Bs and 2 Cs. Perhaps might make a lower second. Then what would I do? I think I leave you to ask these questions and I'll answer them. But I would move my targets to more realistic heights and maximize on what I have. Now, what do I do with my own personal life? I'm about 28 or 30. I would want to get married. Now, there are 2 ways of looking at marriage. The present generation is affected by Western myth, love, marriage, divorce. My father and mother married each other because their 2 parents got together and decided they were a good match. So you either have the Western view, you marry the woman you love, or the Eastern view, you love the woman you marry. Well, I tried to match both. And I think it wasn't a bad choice. But it is absolutely crucial, and I'm saying this not because the figures for female graduates are very bad, but for very practical reasons. I would want to marry an equal or somebody better than I, because it's an enormous advantage for the rest of my life. She can carry the load as much as I can. And most important of all, not only the income is double, if anything happens to me, particularly when I went into politics, and anything could have happened, I was comforted by the thought that the family would not self-destruct. But of course, crucial to the choice was the children. You are either like your mother, or you're like your father, or you're somewhere in between. So I want to make quite sure, whichever way it is, like me, I can't change myself. Like her, I can choose her. So in between, it can't be too bad. And as luck would have it, 3 tosses of the coin, they all came out right. But crucial also is a wife who's able to nurture the children. I'm not against feminism or the feminist movement, but I think there are certain biological differences which makes certain roles more suitable for mothers than for fathers. And bringing up children, nurturing them, giving them succor, comfort, encouragement is the mother's job. And if you get one of these wives like Kramer and Kramer, the American film, I want to fulfill myself, then I will stay away from that woman. Children have to be brought up with right values, right attitudes, filial, well-behaved, well-mannered, and to achieve honor for themselves and the family. Of course, as a father, you've got to spend time with them. Do not believe that children grow up by themselves and that you give them a few books and then they'll be all right. They're watching TV, they come up with jingles, they become products of the advertisers. I've been reading the newspapers about the tremendous commotion lining up for primary schools. I think I ought to make a little point here. Schools are important, and good schools give a student an advantage. But primary schools do not, kindergartens, primary schools don't make all that much of a difference. It is in your formative years in secondary school and in junior college and in university that it makes a difference. I went to Telok Kurau English School, is down off Still Road. Lots of Malay children, fishermen's children, Chinese fishermen's children. Didn't do me any harm. Head Start programs may help, but finally it's your natural capacity. If you are 1,300 cc, however high octane fuel you put in, you're still 1,300 cc. So if you are 2,005 or 3,000, then you can pour low octane fuel, it will still pour away. Of course, by the time you are entering the competitive stage, say upper secondary, then you want to make sure you got high octane. So there is really no answer to this leveling of the playing field at primary school. We can level the playing field in secondary school, because then you are allotted to the school by your results.